This might be a bit of a weird thing to do, but today I am trying out the commute to one of the companies that I've applied for. Honestly, I don't know how much it matters. If one place takes 10 minutes longer to get to than another place, it doesn't really sound like much, but the commute is probably my least favourite part of the day. I do it twice a day, so I'm keen to minimise that. And either way, I at least want to make an informed decision. The commute alone is not going to be a deciding factor, unless it's like an hour and a half, I wouldn't do that. But I do need to weigh up all the pros and cons. I don't miss the tube, nearly there though. Right, now I need to avoid being recognised by anyone who's interviewed me because that'll expose my weird plan. Okay, that is pretty much what I expected, and to nobody's surprise, it's what Citymapper said it would be. I think this was a bit of a wasted trip, and now I just need to go back home because I've come all the way to a job I don't have. But at least I know how long it takes for sure now. I'm back home. It is 10:30 now. Don't know how worthwhile that trip was, but it's alright, there's not much else that I need to be doing right now. Next thing is another interview at Monzo, which is at 3 o'clock today. Their interview process is very thorough, which is good. It's like I've talked about before, it's hard to get the balance between making the right decision for them and for me, and not wasting tons of time for both of us. As a candidate, you can't spend like a week working for a company for free, and you also don't want to take a job if you've never even been to the office or spoken to anyone there. They're the two extremes. You want something somewhere in the middle, but at a big scale, and companies are at different points on that scale. I don't know what's best, but hopefully all of this works out. I don't know. Anyway, this gives me 4 hours before I need to go anywhere again. I should probably get changed before I go. Okay, that's better. Back on the tube. I'm a little bit early for this, just rereading the emails so I know exactly what I'm going into. It says it's an informal chat, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't know if this is the last stage of the interview, but I'll ask today, see what happens next. Maybe I should just move to one of those flats over there. That'd be a nice commute, just across the road. Anyway, let's go in. It's probably good to be early. Okay, done. That was actually very informal. Before I left, I tried to prepare a bit. They said in the email you don't need to prepare, but I was doing nothing else important, so I just looked over some of actually my old revision notes from third year on the courses that were relevant to things that they'd asked me about in the previous interviews, because they're very big on a few particular topics. Obviously, when you're building a big set of microservices, you've got distributed systems, you've got concurrency in there, and it was all stuff that I studied at Cambridge, but haven't really used much since I left, so just refresh my memory. But like I said, it was very informal. I didn't actually need to prepare it, they were right. It was a chance to talk to the person who would be my manager if I worked there, and that was the last stage of the application process, so next would be an offer or not. So I'll wait and see what happens next, and I think I'm gonna end up with quite a difficult decision to make if hopefully I get multiple offers from different companies. Obviously any offer, one offer would be nice. I don't know what to expect. I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. It would certainly be nice to have multiple offers so I can make an informed choice and make the best choice rather than choosing a company because it's the only choice. It is time to leave for my interview at Government Digital Service. I've been trying to dry my shirt that I washed earlier this morning by putting it in the server cupboard because it's really hot in here from all of the tech It's almost dry. I think I can get away with it. I have to take my own laptop to this interview, which is unusual. It's for a pair programming exercise. Now that's quite common. I've done a few pair programming things in interviews so far, but usually they just give you their laptop and say start typing. This time they want me to take my own laptop so I'm familiar with it and have like an environment that I'm used to. But that probably puts more expectation on me to be good. I think it'll be alright. It just means I need to get this old 15-inch laptop into a bag and all the way to Aldgate East, which is where GDS are based. Very close to Bulb. Just a coincidence that I've applied to 2 places around there because the commute is quite long, so it's not the most convenient place to get to. But I need to go. I am late because I couldn't find my keys. I did find them though. Door's locked, it's okay. I'm on time, it's alright. I'm getting sick of being in this street. It was around here where I did the phone interview for GDS. That one went well. Let's hope this on-site interview also goes well, if I can figure out where the building is. I've just got back home. Interview I think went well, by the way. But apparently today is a super blue blood moon. And the internet is not lying. Look at this moon. Not this moon, the moon. There's only one moon. But that thing is huge up there. I now realise looking at the screen this camera's not doing it justice, but I have some bigger cameras getting time lapses. So yeah, the interview at GDS, it was very formal, which I kind of expected from the government. They had a set list of questions. Some were technical questions, some were, what do they call them, like competency-based questions. So it was like, tell me about a time in your career when. And it's like looking for leadership qualities and various things like that. But I had an answer for everything. They said that they'll get back to me tomorrow, which is really good because that's super quick. We'll see. I've just got an email from the Financial Times. They've sent me their technical test. This one's a little different to the others I've done, but it tells me to keep it private. I can't tell you anything about it, but I'm going to spend the rest of the evening doing it, and hopefully, I haven't looked at it in detail yet, I don't know how long it's going to take, but hopefully get it back in their inbox by 9 AM tomorrow. I've ordered dinner so I don't have to spend any time making food tonight.